What's family? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Can y'all hear me? Let me make sure I'm speaking. Can y'all hear me? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's show. I'm excited to be here. I hope y'all are excited to be here. We've got a great, fantastical, amazingly show. But before we get into it, let me make sure I say hi to everybody. And by the way, guys, we do have a special guest. So you guys don't want to miss it. We got a special guest that will be coming on. Okay. So you do not want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Okay. So stay on till that. But let me go say hi to everybody. I'm so appreciative to you guys. Hey, Brianna, what's going on? Shane, Ty, thank you. Snowball, what's up, Mr. Blondie? Or Blondie. Hey, Mark. What's up, sir? It's so good to see you guys. It's so good to see you guys. I see Lyrica. I see you in the chat, sis. Great to see you again. Let me see who else is in the building. Jason, Jose. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, but it's great to see you guys. And Ted the Atheist asked, am I single? Okay. All right. It's so good to see everybody. What's going on, everyone? What's going on? So today's show, guys, is based on a clip that I had actually posted as a short a while back. Well, actually not a while back. It was a week ago. And it was about how some women can't handle certain men. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, we are going to dive into that in depth. So I'm excited to talk to men and women today. So I'm hoping that today we can get it together so that we can have some women come on, talk to me, some men to come on and talk to me. I want to hear from both parties. I got questions. I know y'all got answers, and we going to dive this thing in, okay? So if you have not already, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button. Subscribe if you have not already. I'm putting out content almost daily, y'all. Almost daily. So if you haven't already subscribed, this mic is a little heavy, y'all. I'm going to have to keep restructuring this thing. I might have to do it again. But again, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. That's all I got to really say. So, in the famous words of every single short I've ever done, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So the first question I have for you guys, and I would love, I don't know if Deb is ready. Deb, are you ready to put out a link for people to come on and talk to me? I don't know if you're ready to put that out there, the link. But I want to put out a link and answer this question. Okay, as we do this, it is, what do women mean by desiring a man with emotional intelligence? Let's start with that. When women say, I want a man who's emotionally intelligent, what does that mean to women? I want to know what women think about what that means. Men, listen up, okay? Because sometimes women are saying, I want an emotionally intelligent man, and they have no idea what exactly that means. Okay? So we talk about, he's emotionally intelligent. We're going to talk about what the true definition of emotional intelligence is. But I want to talk to women and I want to talk to men tonight so that we can bridge the gap and understand what we don't understand. That's the goal here. So, I want to ask you guys again, what do women mean? And you guys can go ahead in the chat. I just want to hear, what do women mean? Because some of y'all, listen, ladies, I'm with you guys as well. Sometimes we are asking for things and that we actually don't mean. We may be praying for a man we can't handle. Okay? And so I just want to hear some answers as to what you guys think emotional intelligence mean. Ladies, what does that mean to you? When you say I want a man who's emotionally intelligent, let's go. And Sigma males in the building. Now we know that an aspect of Sigma males, if we got the Sigma males in the building, the aspect of Sigma males is that they are loners and that they are emotionally intelligent. Right? So I put, you know, they know what it is. Okay. So Sigma males, we already know. So you guys should be great at answering some of these questions because you already know. Women want someone that, okay, let me see. Women want someone that understands where the origin of the emotions they want to be understood, why they're feeling that way, do not want just responding to what they are feeling. Okay, let me read that again. Hold on, guys. Women want someone that understands where the origin of the emotions they want to be understood, why they're feeling the way they do, not just respond to what they are feeling. Okay. All right. Okay. Elijah, I thank you for answering. I really want to hear what women were thinking. I really want to hear what women were thinking. Why? Because here's the thing, you guys. We hear a lot of women saying that. I need a man who's emotionally intelligent. I need a man who's emotionally intelligent. Okay, what that mean, sis? What that mean? What that mean? Because I think that that's where we get lost in translation. The clip that I played, which I may play it right now so that we have a refresher of what I'm talking about. But in the clip, a young man named Trent Fontaine from tonight's conversation goes in and he says, listen, some of y'all ladies asking for emotionally intelligent man. And when that emotionally intelligent man show up, y'all don't know what to do. That's what Tripp said. He said, then you self-sabotage the relationship because you just want an emotionally intelligent man until it's convenient. That's what he said. And so I want to know, ladies, when we say emotionally intelligent, what do we actually mean? Do we want somebody that can sit down and have long conversations and walks on the beach with us and understand our feelings? What do we actually mean by that? Let's see more comments here. All right. So, ladies, Deb actually has hit the StreamYard. So I want a woman. I want women. If it's more than one, I'm cool with that too. I want one or two women, most at two, because I haven't had that before on the live. I want two women to go live with me right now. Click that StreamYard to tell me what they think or what they believe emotionally intelligent means and what they are asking for. Okay? Being specific. We need specific attributes as to what we want as emotional intelligence. That's what we need. Okay? So I need some women to come on here with some context clues, with some specific attributes as to what that means to that woman. Okay? And it may mean something different to both of the women that come on here. But I just need you guys to go ahead, click the StreamYard. We getting into it, y'all. If you guys have ever seen my lives on Instagram, I always have people that come on. So, ladies, come on, let's have this conversation. Let's go ahead and get into it, baby. Let's get into it. I want to know what you think or what it means to you when you say you want an emotionally intelligent man. Now, some women on here may say to themselves, I don't want an emotionally intelligent man. And that's good. Okay. But I want to know if there's some women on here that are bold enough to come on here and tell the world what they think. Or, well, not the world, but the 180 people that are on here, what they think emotional intelligence is going to mean. Okay. Jason want to know the answer. Chris want to know the answer. What's Shane? What you saying, Shane? He said woman, adult, human, female. Oh, Lord Jesus. I don't know. Jay, we're not going to do this today, sir. Hit the StreamYard, ladies. Hit the StreamYard. But while we're doing that, I want to go ahead and I want to play the clip while we're waiting on the ladies. Let's wait on the ladies. I'm going to hit the clip because I want you guys to know what we talking about. What we talking about. Let me see. Oh, no, that's not where I want to go with this. Okay. I'm going to find it. I should have had it up. There it is. Okay. Yeah, y'all, this one got to 630,000 views very, very quickly. To go off. Okay. No, I don't want to see me. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I'm pausing. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to share this clip. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at. And then I'm going to wait. I'm excited to talk to you ladies. Okay. So ladies first, men, buckle your seatbelts. You coming later. I want to hear from the men later. So you guys don't go nowhere. Stay parked. Because I'm going to have the men come on. Y'all, we don't do no funny business. We don't want to do no funny business. Sam wants to know the answer too. Kevin said, do I have a millionaire in my life? Ew. Okay. So I'm going to do this. Okay. That's what I want to do. All right. We're going to go to share screen. Share screen. Okay. We're going to see. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is the one I want to see. Okay. We're going to play it. All right. Do you guys see what I see here? Let me check. You guys see what I see? Okay. So I'm going to play the clip and I'm listen, ladies, again, click the link. Click the link so that we can have a conversation. If it's one at max 2, I don't want more than 2, but I just want one or two at max 2. Yeah. So we're going to play the clip.
A pretty emotionally intelligent dude. I've noticed that there's only room for my emotions when they're convenient for the woman that's asking me to be emotionally intelligent. That any emotional labor I do that's not for her convenience or not that something she specifically asked for, that either goes unnoticed or when I'm saying something that's not favorable, the shit gets used against me and it becomes about how she feels about what I said and not about the shit that I said.
Ladies, he making something too much sense. Somebody cry. Somebody cry.
All right, y'all. So does this ring any bells, y'all? Does this ring any bells? Does this ring any bells to everybody about this video? Okay, so I'm gonna play the rest.
Somebody cry. So what? All I'm saying, because saying that, all right, now we got our own money, we want y'all to be emotionally intelligent. That's a great fucking argument. Until it becomes a real life situation and you start to deal with an emotionally intelligent and you realize it ain't been enough of them in your life and you don't know what to do with that type of man.
You're not like,
woo! Oh! He make it. Look, tripped all off. And now, guys, being fair, being honest, y'all. I believe that there's aspects of emotional intelligence that we all don't understand. And that's why I took notes. Okay. So I'm coming with some, we're going to go to class today. We're going to have fun and go to class. I'm going to ask Deb, did somebody cry? That's funny. Did anybody add themselves to, did they not click the link? They didn't want to click the link. We didn't have nobody. Come on and say what they want to say. I'm guessing not. They're scared. Okay, Deb. Okay, that's fine. Well, guys, what I get from women a lot of times is that women say that they want a man that's emotionally intelligent. And here's the point of me even asking that is that a lot of times we find that women will say that they want a man that is able to communicate effectively with his emotions and meet them where they're at. And, you know, they're able to sit down and tell them how they're feeling. And they feel like there's like a brick wall when they try to open up. Like I hear that a lot, right? And I don't think that that's wrong. I don't think that that's wrong, but it's incomplete. Emotional intelligence is way more than just, oh, he's able to talk to me about my feelings. Okay. So again, guys, and you know what's so interesting, Jersey B. Luciano? Females weaponize our feelings if we let it be known. Best keep it locked down and deal with emotions separately from any female you're interested in. Jersey B, I hate that that's your perspective, though. I really do, because at the end of the day, you should be able to feel safe communicating with someone that you're dealing with. Okay? So, guys, I want to know, since the women don't want to tell me what they mean by emotional intelligence, I want to know if there's a man that knows what women have told them about what they want from emotional intelligence. Is there a man that's willing to come up and tell me their experience with a woman who has said to them, hey, I need an emotionally intelligent man? What did they mean by that? So if there's a man that can come up and tell me their experience without no funny business, y'all, because we gonna delete. We gonna block and rebuke, baby. Block and rebuke. So, Anisha, are you a woman? Anisha, is it Anisha? You're scaring them away with my dominance. My dominance? I'm scaring women away with my dominance? I don't think listen, y'all. I don't believe that me saying what I need is dominant. It's just asking for something. But if you think that that's dominance, well then be blessed, my child. Be blessed. So guys, if you want to join in, if you guys want to join in and you want to talk to me and tell me what your experience has been about with women saying that they want emotional intelligence. I want to know what women are telling you. I want to know. I want to know what they say they need from you. And it could be a woman you're with now. We don't need to be disrespectful, because I'm not here for y'all. I just said the other day that I actually said that today. It wasn't the other day. I'm not blue pill. I'm not red pill. I'm like purple. Okay. I'm not trying to shade either one. I think that if we just understood each other better, which is the point of this conversation, if we understood each other better and we had appreciation for our differences, rather than this competition talk or this back and forth rhetoric, if we got over our differences and could learn to appreciate those things, we could have better relationships. If we started to really start to have honest conversations about what it is that we want, what we're looking for, and understanding what is reasonable and what's not. So that's the point of these conversations. That's the point. Okay? So I think that that's where we're at. So is there anybody that had or wants to come up and is looking to tell me their experience with a woman who has said to them, I need you to be more emotionally intelligent? If no one wants to get on camera, it's fine. I got you. Your girl's gonna keep moving. But I just want to know, y'all, while we hold that thought, I'm actually gonna go get my notepad. I'll be right back. 1 second. All right. Mm-hmm. While we're waiting on these men out here, I just want to see what we gonna talk about today, y'all. Sam Isaac is speaking. Emotional intelligence is about understanding your emotions and her emotions. Emotional intelligence is also about expressing your emotions in a productive way. Love you, Sam. You're a treasure from God. Thank you, Sam. Imani says, I'm sorry, but your beauty might be scaring them off. Y'all, don't do me like that. There's a lot of beautiful women. There's a lot of beautiful women in the world. A lot of them. Okay? Look, Sam is harmless. I tell you what, I'm harmless. Sorry. Okay. Poetry blender. Yeah, I'm looking at they had this. Oh, thank you, sir. Well, is there not a is there a comment with that? Thank you, Poetry Blender. I'ma heart you. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Y'all are just awesome, man. I'm just gonna star it. I don't know what that does, but I'm gonna star it. Thank you, guys. Okay. So anyway, guys, we just gonna keep moving forward. Women, if there are women, can I get the ladies in the chat? Can I get the ladies in the chat? I want to know, ladies, tell me in the chat what you think when you're asking for emotional intelligence in a man. I want to know what you're looking for. We need to go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about it. What do you mean by having an emotionally intelligent partner? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Emotional intelligence means to gauge. Thank you, Poetry Bender. To gauge the other person's feelings that is hard or difficult for them to express, but emotional intelligence is draining for men if she's insecure. Very good. Get at me, 30. I appreciate that answer. This opportunity is a little bit more complicated. For the next few weeks, I have no off comment. Okay. Aside from Sam, in my experience throughout life, I've yet to meet a woman emotionally intelligent enough to speak intelligently on her character, personality, life in general. Wow. Okay, I'll start it off. Guys, say what emotional intelligence you want, and then let's see how the ladies respond with emotional intelligence they want. Rod is saying what they really want is a dude that listens and allows her to express herself without judgment. Rod, I think that you actually may be onto something. I think women want, and what Tripp said is a really good point. Because what is really being said is, I want you to hear me and I don't want you to solve my problem. I just want you to listen and hear me all the way out. That's number one. But number two, but number two, I think women do want to hear your emotions. The issue becomes is that a lot of times when you are bringing emotion to a woman, you may be holding her accountable, right? So let's say there's something that she's doing that impacts you in a different way. That woman may be like, I don't want to be held accountable. So because I don't want to be held accountable, I'm not going to receive this. I'm going to refuse to receive it. And so that's that. That's what ends up happening. Right. And so then she's like, I don't want you to be emotional. You too soft, you too sensitive, which is toxic women language, y'all. When a woman shames you, I'm going to give you guys some examples of when women do decide to use your emotions against you. I don't think that that's right at all. Okay. And I think that that's toxic. And I don't think you should be with someone that does that. But I also can understand that there's women and there's men that do not know how to handle being held accountable. Okay. So I see Rudy. And y'all don't have to get on camera if you don't want to. I understand not wanting to get on camera. It is intimidating. Hey, Pam. Hey, Pam. All right, Rudy, let me add you to the stream. I'm going to do 2-person. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. We doing this? I've never done this before.
Yeah, doing it. I'm looking rough right now.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
My haircut.
No, I'm good. Well, at least you was the only one who was bold enough. How'd you get off the stream? Okay. At least you were bold enough to get on. That's all I care about. So, Rudy, go ahead. Hit me with it. What has a woman asked you about being emotionally intelligent? What has she said to you specifically?
I don't think women really speak about emotional intelligence. but my man Rod that left that up there.
Yeah.
I think that's what they speak about when they like, you know, they want you to express your emotions, right?
Yeah.
Now me, can I say what I've been through?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me. I mean, as long as it's appropriate.
So for me, I've probably been more expressive than most men in my life.
Okay.
And I think that has come out in a bad way, just because, you know, men react a certain way when they don't have their fathers, right? But what I learned was that, just like Rod said, they want you to listen, but they don't want to listen to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like they want you to be able to understand how they feel, even when they don't say anything to you. They want you to be aware of like noticing if something's wrong and everything. Come
Yeah.
to them, communicate with them. But I also notice where women will be like, "What's going on with you? Anything bothering you? What's bothering you?" And immediately, as soon as you say something, boom, they don't take it. They fight, they get defensive, they deflect. And
That's
I'm like,
good.
I don't understand. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on. And that has happened with mostly every girl I know that I've been in a relationship with. And on my
Every single one. So anytime you have something to say when you finally do answer, it's met with defensiveness.
most of the time it's met with defensiveness, or what's the other one? Shut down. Like, what is it? Fight, flight. What's the other one?
Um, well, I
Fight or
guess you
flight.
can't say it. You
And it's
just
another
can't
one.
say it. There is
It's
a
another
third one.
freeze.
Freeze. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so like when you deal with that, does that make you want to just like, okay, I'm never going to share my emotions again. Never mind. Never doing this with women. Women aren't safe. Blah 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 blah. Is that how that works? Like when you finally do share your emotions in a relationship.
Well, again with me, so I think I'm more communicative. So I want to communicate. I want to talk things out. Like I don't want to fight. Like let's talk it out. I want to clear
Yeah.
this out. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
the women, they be like, nah, just like you said, because I'm holding you accountable. Like, yo, like when this happened, you know, I wasn't feeling that. Like, let's talk about it. Let's see what we could do about it. What do you mean? What did I do? Me? Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then when they come to me, I don't
Right.
do that. I'm like, oh, my fault. I didn't even know I was doing that. Like, did that bother you?
Wow. So you take accountability for your actions.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself in every way all the
I love
time.
that. I love that.
Man.
I love that. I love that. And that's one thing that I have to commend you on. I think it's really hard for a lot of people to take accountability for their actions, but I do think that women listen, because I've had issues with taking accountability for my actions. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am, I've had to work on it. I'm much better now than what I was, but I definitely have had issues with that. But I think it's really good. It brings up a great point because you're like, okay, you want me to be emotional. You want me to communicate about how I'm feeling. When I finally do, you either shut down or you completely cut me down, shame me, or become defensive. And I'm like, forget it. I'm not going to share my emotions anymore. Forget this. It's not a safe space. And somebody said, men truly hate to fight with our women. I hear that. Rudy,
And
where are you from, Rudy?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Are you in Brooklyn right now?
Nah, I'm in VA. I live in VA.
Oh, wow. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. A lot of my family here. So I'm
Okay.
out. But funny thing is my man, he going through the same thing. I spoke to him last night. And
What?
he's like, yo, she not taking accountability. And I'm like, yo, bro. This is what I kind of tell men, because this is what I learned from God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though women, might react emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard for them to understand or whatever because of how they feel. Everything is I feel.
Yeah.
They can't
Yeah.
get past how I feel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But what I learned from God is that you're a leader, right? And
Yeah.
God made us to be more logical so we could see past emotion a little bit more. So I told my man, like, yo, like, okay, even though she's acting this way, and I even try this myself, even though she's acting this way, right? As the leader, you do it first. Do it first and then see. Because in my
model
past,
it. Model it.
yeah, exactly, right? Because in my past, I'll just get upset, like, yo, I don't understand what's going on. Like, how can I take this, but you can't? So now I'm upset because I can understand you, but you can't understand me. But I think sometimes, and even God wants us to sometimes take the initiative of doing it a few times more, having more grace. But at the end of the day, she got to be emotionally mature. She got to be aware of herself. You know what I mean?
Very good. Very good. I need to write that down. Aware of herself. Okay. Self-aware.
Needs to be self-aware. Understand her triggers.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, Rudy, I thank you for being bold enough to jump on here and you really did an awesome job, by the way. You really did. Like, people in the chat really loving what you're saying. They say, I love what you just said, straight respect. I mean, they really love what you're saying. So thank you for coming on. I'm gonna let you pop off because we got somebody else that's coming on. So, but I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. And don't leave, come back.
I'm gonna be on. I'm listening.
All right. Bet. All right, y'all. So Rudy gave us some real stuff right there, okay? And so, y'all, I got my little pad and paper, but we got my boy, tonight's conversation, Trip Fontaine, with us. I just played the clip, Trip, already. So, you guys, it's the guy from the Trip. Guy from the Trip. guy from the clip. And so I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the live. And I want him to say what he has to say. Go ahead. All right, Trip.
What up? What's popping?
How you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. It's been a great day. It was like my therapy day and stuff like that. So I had a great conversation with my therapist. It's been a productive day. Can't complain.
That's good. Well, first off, I love that clip, the emotional intelligence part. Even when we did tonight's conversation, I always felt like you shared and you were always more introspective in the breaks. Like, we would have, he's reading a book. Like, I would notice little things like that. Like, everybody else is like eating or drinking or whatever it is. He over there like literally reading a book. And not even regular reading, like taking notes in the book. I mean, I just noticed everything. Like, he is really, and I love it. And so I just want to know, based upon, like, in this clip, I didn't get to see the whole episode. How do you like give me the whole context? What did you mean in this place? Because you definitely said it with some emotion.
So context is important. Context is absolutely important. And we were falling into that protect, provide conversation again. And what I had peeped is a lot of times during those conversations, we'll move the benchmark from provision being the financial thing when a guy actually does have money and say, well, it also means this, and this. I'm like, okay, cool. That's a great argument. And this is where we come into the clip. I'm like, all right, it's a great argument for y'all to say that provision doesn't mean this. But how about when a man actually is emotionally intelligent? Because I am not described by myself, by my actual therapist, the professional. And I still meet resistance in the dating world. So when I do provide emotional safe space, when I do the emotional labor, when I am expressing myself in a respectful way, in some instances, this is not all women. I don't speak in those type of generals. I can preface and say that these are women I entertained and all of that stuff.
Sure.
Regardless. Right. Emotional intelligence is not common to a lot of people, right? And if the common testimony that we're getting from women is that men are not emotionally intelligent, that men don't express themselves, then just thinking logically, if y'all saying it's a shortage of them, then you just haven't dealt with enough to know how to actually navigate with one who is. You just haven't had to practice. That wasn't me trying to shame women. It wasn't me trying to shit on women. Am I passionate about it? Absolutely. Because again, I'm a man who's emotionally aware, able to articulate without being disrespectful. I stay in a calm, cool demeanor. I know how to read the room as far as when it is and isn't appropriate to have these conversations, and still, you can see it on the podcast. Once a nerve gets pinched, the conversation gets hijacked immediately.
Yeah.
You understand? And I've dealt with this in real time in dating, where I say something and now this is no longer about the problem that I wanted to address. And now the space is no longer safe for me. Now I have to tiptoe. Now I'm walking on eggshells and having to worry about, okay, well, how is she going to take what I say, as opposed to having the freedom to express and the grace to make it all make sense in real time the way we're expected to.
That's good. I think is really interesting about what you're saying is that I think a lot of women we pray for a lot of things, we say a lot of things, and I started this conversation with, what do y'all mean by emotional intelligence? Like, tell me what that means, because I think that we're missing the mark of understanding each other. I think we say, oh, emotional intelligence, because it sounds like a great word. But do you actually know what that means and what that entails? Because a part of that is not going to be convenient, to your point. A part of that is going to be you holding me accountable for my actions. A part of that is going to be, having to hear what you have to say, and you're going to be able to express it, and you're going to be able to express it well. And I'm going to have to receive that and sit in that seat.
And I think my fault, but moreover, empathy is not always comfortable.
No.
And that's a huge component when it comes to emotional intelligence, is empathy, just being able to empathize with another person. And it doesn't require you to agree either.
No, that's
so
true.
Just because I'm speaking to you in this space and telling you that something you did bothered me, you empathizing with me doesn't mean you have to agree. It doesn't mean I'm right. What it does mean is that I'm not attacked over semantics. I'm not attacked before I'm able to get my full thought out. This doesn't get steered into some other point. It's not a tit for tat. You saying, I'm open to hear what you have to say. Go ahead, get it off. I'm not going to convict you for what you say. We're going to have a discussion about the subject matter. It's not internalizing what this person is saying. You know what I mean? And I don't want to scapegoat this to just women, but I can only speak from my dating experience. When you hit that soft spot with women, there's no progress in the conversation after that.
Yes, I totally agree. In fact, it took me years of therapy to be able to sit in that seat and be able to like really hear what someone has to say negative about me. And I think that really it comes down to a lot of women today have fragile egos, right? And I think that when you don't have a healthy ego, and when you don't have an ability to self-validate, and you are not whole, everybody that has anything negative to say to you sounds like an attack. So instead of me being able to receive the information that's being given, I receive it as an attack, and I cannot process it in any other way so that it's productive conversations that are being met. And I realized that I struggle with that the most when I was dealing with a lot of my insecurities, and I had not processed them with a therapist. Okay, sometimes it's better to be kind than right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. So when we talk emotional intelligence, right?
Sure.
And this is to the brother's comment. It's not even about being right. It's about being understood. Yeah. Right. It's about creating a space to where we can understand one another, because again, this is not about agreement. I can be as empathetic as I need to be. I can be as gracious as I need to be. I can be as comforting and welcoming to those feelings and not have to agree with a single one of them. And I can disagree with my partner respectfully. I can disagree with my partner from a place of love, from a place of encouragement, right? So it's not about being kind or right. It's about, do we actually have a space, an emotionally intelligent space, to where we can both be understood and heard, regardless as to who agrees or disagrees. And again, this is where I'm noticing in some of my own history, I guess you could say, in that that answer is oftentimes no.
No.
Once the disagreement comes in,
Mm-hmm.
again, the progress stops, because this is not about, a lot of people do go into those conversations wanting to be right, wanting to be
Yeah.
affirmed, wanting to
Yeah.
be validated. And that's why what you said about being able to validate self, that's huge. Because
Yeah.
when we disagree and it is you, us against this particular issue,
Yeah.
you do have to validate your own stance, and I have to
Mhm.
validate mine.
Right. Right. And I also would say to that, if I know that like, let's say I am self-validating, right? And I'm whole and I'm doing my work and everything like that. If you say to me, Trip, you know what? The other day, what you said to me, it was a little disrespectful, Sam. You know, you were off color, whatever you said. I don't take that as I'm less than. I don't take that as you insulting me. I take that as, okay, we have an issue and I'm responsible for how you perceive that. I'm
Yeah.
responsible for that. So regardless of my intention, because people get lost in the, oh, I didn't mean it that way, so I don't need to apologize, or you did it that way and that's not what I meant. You took it the wrong. It's not about that. We come from completely different backgrounds.
Yep.
I didn't come from where you come from. You didn't come from where I come from. So how I may perceive what you said, I'm still responsible for. I should be
Yep.
able to say, I'm sorry. I apologize for how that made you feel. And if this is something that you can't handle, or you can't, or not that you can't handle, but if it's something that you feel is disrespectful, then I shouldn't go there. I think we get so lost in being right at times, which I get what he was saying, because my therapist once told me, Sam, you can either be right or be married, but sometimes you can't be both.
That's real. That's real.
And it's like, and I remember just always trying to fight to be right, and losing sight of the actual goal. We can lose the battle I can win the war and lose the battle, or lose whatever, you know what I mean? Lose the battle and lose the war, or win the battle and lose the war. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. You know where I'm going. But either way, it's like I think we can get so lost in those things, and we have to realize that sometimes every battle isn't worth fighting to the death. I mean, it just
Absolutely.
isn't. And sometimes we just, even like you said, it's a nice conversation. So why I'm afraid to go on there now. I'm like, I'm not going into, that's the lion's den, boy. I am not getting up in there, boy.
I think a part of the larger problem is how we preach to single men and single women.
Yes.
A lot of what we preach is not conducive to healthy relationship.
You
right?
ain't lying. You ain't lying.
And I'm not. Well, no. If it sounds like a shot, just go ahead and step in front of it.
Okay.
The not you per se, but anybody.
Okay.
The whole princess, the whole soft life, the whole when we're talking about that specifically in the romantic space, it centers you in something that involves more than one party. And so if this is you and I, then you can't be the center. I don't revolve around you. We're here together.
That's true.
And so when this is how a woman comes into relationship, in the center of it, anytime the spotlight is not on her in the way that she wants, anytime it's not princess, it's not diva, it's not, now we have this issue. And it's the same with men, right? Where we have this out of context submission. Where you come in, you trying to lay ground rules that you don't necessarily qualify to lay according to the tradition. You come in looking for a position of leadership that you don't necessarily qualify for. And when there's resistance there, you say that she's unruly, when rightfully there's resistance there. You haven't necessarily met the criteria to step into that position. It doesn't mean you less than. It doesn't mean the woman is less than. It just means that what we're being taught as individuals isn't actually going to lead to anything cohesive. It's a lot of I, me. No one ever really talks about how they're going to serve in a relationship.
That's good.
Right? No one talks about where they concede in a relationship.
Right.
We dread that whole bring to the table conversation, but no, seriously, if y'all partners, what qualifies you as a partner? Yeah. How do you work well with other people? Right? Are you good at relationship? You feel me? Right. Centering yourself says no. Because you're centering yourself. I mean, think about this, right? Imagine someone trying to center themselves in your life. Your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mom.
I am.
You know what it means to have a dependent. Imagine another adult coming into your life and attempting to center themselves. Of course, there's going to be contention.
Right.
And because that person sees themselves as the center of your life, they're never going to be able to have proper perspective on why there's an issue to begin with.
Right.
We supposed to be together. I don't revolve around you. And again, this is not specific to any one party, because everybody is being pushed this very self-centered agenda.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was, when I first went to premarital counseling, first thing they said to us was that you can't be the center and he can't be the center. When I put my focus as, like, let's say it's you and me. If I make Trip my center and Trip makes me his center, or whatever that may be, we can become very selfish. It brings about that tit for tat stuff. So it's like, oh, okay, well, if you ain't doing this for me, then I'm not doing this for you. And, you know, it brings about that toxic dynamic. And if we just kind of focus on doing the best we can for each other.
Yes.
Without putting ourselves at the center. But because we are, as our society, to your point, has basically said, no, put you first, me first. I need to get this. In fact, I posted something the other day about men, and it was a marital therapist who said men want several things. And he's like, he went down an acronym called with respect. And he talks about every single one. In the comments, women were like, well, why should I do that? What he doing for me? And I'm like, okay, right now, we're not talking about you. We're talking about how you serve him. And if your focus continues to be about me, which is what our society is doing based on everything that's reinforcing that agenda, it's destroying relationships, which I think on a deeper spiritual level is its intention, is to destroy relationships.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
No, well, you're a person of faith. This is why I talk about servitude, right? Because I think even a lot of the traditional men took me the wrong way, and I understand based on the clip, right? When we were on tonight's conversation, and I talked about a man not necessarily always being the one with vision, the one out front.
Okay.
The leader I know, and that's Jesus Christ, and this is not to get preaching. That's a servant. In everything, in the highest of his highs.
Yes.
He was washing feet.
That's what I was about to say.
He was rolling with hoodlums. He was rolling with prostitutes. He was rolling with, 100%. He was in the street with it. All the power that he had, everything that had been bestowed upon him, he chose to turn around and serve the people that everybody else thought was unworthy.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So when I go into partnership, and even I as a leader, right? Because while I don't necessarily consider myself traditional, when I think of leadership, I think of servitude.
Yeah.
When I think of partnership, I think of servitude.
Me too. Yeah.
And so when we do this self-centered thing,
oh, come on. Yep.
It takes that away. It takes the essence of partnership in the traditional sense away, at least the tradition that we all claim to be based in.
Yeah.
And so if there's no service there, and this is what the submission of God is to God is about, right? Yeah. This is what a woman is supposed to check for. Are you a servant already? We get this very worldly version of leadership that's based on acquisition, that's based on material, and even based on centering the woman and what she feels. No, my G, are you a servant? Have you taken what you've acquired? Have you taken your skill set and have you served?
Yeah.
Sweetheart. All right, cool. I don't care if you independent. Are you serving?
Yeah.
Are you serving the people?
That's right.
Okay, you don't have children of your own. You don't have a man of your own. Are you serving community? Are you in submission to the needs of your people?
Yeah.
Fellas, we don't be checking for that either.
That's very
good. I mean?
That's very good.
We check a woman that ain't did no serving nowhere else, ain't served no people, don't serve her nephews, nieces, none of that. And you expect her to submit to you. My G, that's your fault. You're not screening. Again, we not really connected to the tradition because we preach this self-centered thing.
Wow. And I think that that's when you talk about Jesus being a servant, I think that that's a very good point. I think we focus so much on how we want to be loved, how we want people to show up, how we want this, how we want that, that we don't recognize that. Like I did another clip a couple weeks ago where Chris Rock is talking about relationships, and he's saying two people can't be. It's about two people serving each other, and he says sometimes you got to be the tambourine player in the back. And you can't be mad being the tambourine player in the back. You better put a smile on your face and play that tambourine the best way you know how, because we're a team. We serve each other. We work together. And I think we lost sight of that in society. And like I said, I think it's intentional. I think Brandon, before I move forward, Brandon said the reality is majority of men and women that look like us can't handle constructive criticism. What do you think about that, Trip?
I think that's assuming that the issues that plague us in relationship don't plague the rest of society. Do I think there are nuances in the conversation because we're people of color? Absolutely. Do I think that what we know of relationship is causing contention across the board? Yeah. If you're talking about people of color, if you think white women ain't over white men, you missed the whole feminist movement in the 40s and 50s. If you think white men haven't been sick of white women, then you missed every single war where they never came home or left kids in the countries that they had been posted up in. None of these issues are exclusive to Black people, except for the things inflicted on us by the country itself. So I think to say that us in particular can't take criticism, I don't know if that's fair. Do I think there are certain sensitivities, again, in our community because we're people of color? Yes. But nothing is exclusive to us because we didn't create the systems that most of us subscribe to, at least not here.
Wow. All right. Well, I don't have nothing to say. So y'all, I'm going to read the emotional intelligence. I'm going to read the actual definition of emotional intelligence for all of us out here, because I think that that's what we're missing in society. So the actual definition of emotional intelligence is the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathically. It requires empathy, effective communication or social skills, self-awareness, self-regulation, and motivation. It's how we perceive, evaluate, express, and control our emotions. That is emotional intelligence. So again, I think a lot of us, and here's the thing, when I read that, y'all, I think I'm an emotionally intelligent person. But when I was reading that, I'm like, dang, I sometimes have an issue with controlling my emotions, right? And I think a lot of women have issues with controlling our emotions, especially when you are talking about how a lot of times it's met with, or Rudy and you have talked about how it's met with defensiveness, how it's met with gaslighting, how it's met with other things to bring the light off of people. If we cannot handle our emotions and control them, we cannot call ourselves emotionally intelligent. I think people run around saying that they are emotionally intelligent when they just can talk about their emotions a lot. Yep. Really well. Yep. Like they just because they can say they're emotional, or I feel angry, or I feel
not
sad.
even really well, Sam. Not even really well, Sam. Not even really well, Sam.
Right. Not
just exactly. A lot. Just a lot.
They're just talking. You're not emotionally intelligent when you say I'm talking about my feelings. No, you're emotionally intelligent when you are able to perceive, evaluate, express, and control them. And a lot of us haven't mastered a lot of these things. In fact, you guys, I'm going to jump here because I just feel like I'm just going to jump in the pool since we're here. When we talk about masculinity, right? We have this very big, loud men are just, aggressively coming out with their emotions, saying this, that, and the third, and they're just loud and it very I'm trying to say the word the best way, but it's a lack of control of emotions that we call masculinity. It's when they don't know how to express themselves, when they are quick to fight, when they do stonewall and walk away, when they are not processing them well, and they don't seem to have any type of control. We call that masculinity. And I don't think that that's masculinity. I think masculinity is more like I have control over my being, who I am. Sorry, Trip. What do you think about that? Go ahead. I jumped in the pond, but
Man, woman, gender non-conforming. I don't care who you are. Emotions are meant to be experienced, not controlled. But with that, they're not
oh,
supposed to control you either.
okay.
Um, Emotional intelligence is not let me not get angry right now. Emotional intelligence is, wow, I'm experiencing anger. Let me govern myself accordingly. Let me make
That's
sure
good.
I communicate that with the people around me as to set a clear boundary that I may be a little bit more sensitive today than I am on most days because I'm experiencing anger, right?
Mm,
A lot of times we get this notion that emotions are or aren't appropriate at certain times. You're a human being. You feel, you're supposed to. Your emotions are there for you to communicate certain things with you. You're supposed to listen to them, right?
yes. They're
Uh, um,
indicators. Hmm.
Exactly. The idea, a lot of times, us as men, we're only allowed to experience anger or the extremes of any emotion.
Exactly.
Like an emotion has to be extreme for us to be allowed to enjoy it. I
Yes.
can't be happy because I'm alive. I got to be happy because some good shit happened today. I can't be
Hmm.
happy because, or I can't be sad just because, hey, being a black man hard sometimes. I got to be sad because something crazy happened. Like
Right.
one of my people got hurt, and even still, I'm only allowed to express that within a certain realm of appropriateness for being a man. So again, it's. I don't encourage anybody to try to get a handle on your emotions in that you're suppressing them. Handle
Okay.
your emotions in that you're able to recognize it and give yourself the grace and space to experience that fully. You feel me? Like honor those things, brother. They're what make you human.
I can tell you've been talking to a therapist because that is therapy. That is how my therapist literally like I talked to her tomorrow. And it's funny, your day is Wednesday. Usually my day is Wednesday. But normally, like I'm the kind of person that tries to, well, I don't do a very good job, but I try to suppress my emotions. And she's always like, allow yourself the grace to be able to experience the emotion, but don't allow it to run you or drive the car. We call
Exactly.
it driving the car. Don't put your high emotions in the front seat to where you make impulsive actions, you say things, you do things that you will regret later. You just
Yep.
process it, sit with it, give yourself the grace to go through it, and then, allow ourselves. But you're absolutely right. I think women we get that space. We're allowed to do that. I don't think men are able, they have that window of like, okay, you can only be emotional for this period of time. You're not allowed to experience an emotion longer or sit in your feelings. You got to get over it. You got to distract, which is why men tend to do a lot more extreme things to distract, you
Yep.
know? Yeah. So Sloan, my boy Sloan, put up a comment. He said he been married, been with hundreds of women. He done raised 2 boys and cannot relate to this conversation. Emotional intelligence, give her the keys to the Mercedes and money with her friends to the mall. She be home happy. Men want to fix women. Women don't want to be fixed. They just want to talk. Which thank you,
I
Sloan,
don't,
for that wisdom.
I don't want to
Papa
fix nobody, bro.
Sloan. What you
I'm
think?
not
What you think,
equipped.
Trip?
I'm not trying to fix nobody. Um, Man, woman, otherwise, what I am doing is planting seeds with the good game that I've been given, and if anybody chooses to water them, so be it. Um,
Mhm.
I'm a human being, so I can't fix or save nobody.
Me neither.
All I can do is share what I learned. You feel me? All I can do is give perspective. Do I think it's people out there who are seeking to manipulate the masses into what they think is appropriate for some type of a box or whatever? Absolutely. This
Mhm.
ain't that though. I can't speak for nobody else, but this ain't that.
I think for me, honestly, for me, Sloan, I don't think money doesn't fix everything. Money really doesn't fix everything. And I think that a lot of times we think that money does fix everything, and it doesn't. We want to be understood. You guys want to be understood as well. And I think that if we kind of learn how to speak certain languages, I think that's kind of what I think is problematic about society. focus so much on the superficial and materialistic things that really, really don't matter. And those things are all about self. And so it destroys our ability and our capacity to have relationships with people, deep, introspective conversations, because we're so focused on the superficial things that really, they fade, they go away. And I think money is one of those things. I want to be understood. I want to be able to like have these kind of conversations. I want to be, I want to understand, be understood. I want to be able to work through conflict. I want somebody that is open and willing to compromise, take accountability, and do things for me. And I want to do the same things for them. I've learned that in relationships, it really is about taking the heart of a servant.
Agreed.
So I'm going to show this clip, Trip, and you can totally stay here or not. It's going to be funny as quick. But what's your thought?
I do actually got a slide.
Trip!
I know.
It was great though. Thank you
it
for
was
coming
great.
on.
Absolutely. We got to do this again.
We definitely do. Either on your IG or whatever. Do you have a YouTube?
I'm working on it.
You working on it? You should definitely get it to YouTube. I will be. Are you coming to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Are you tonight? Okay, well, I'll see you then.
Yeah.
But y'all
Okay,
tell people how they can find you, because people probably want to find you after this conversation.
I'm Trip Fontaine on all platforms. At Trip Fontaine is Trip with 2 P's, Fontane. Holla at your dog, man.
All right, Trip. Well, I'll see you soon. Okay.
All right. Peace.
All right. Bye. All right, y'all. That was a great conversation, y'all. We're going to go ahead and go into a video, you guys. And we've talked a lot about emotions. We've talked about emotional intelligence. But let's get into it. It's not tonight, y'all. Tonight's conversation is actually coming to Atlanta. So I am going to, I was a part of tonight's conversation. Ace asked me to do one season. I was a therapist in that season, and that was fun. It was Relationships 101. And so Trip was one of the people on the set, and he's absolutely dope. But he's traveling with Ace, and they are going city to city. So I'm going to go ahead and do again, Trip Fontaine, TripFontane. He is dope. Yes. Okay, so we're going to watch this clip, y'all. This is going to be funny, okay? We're going to get into it. Oh, no, that's not. I don't have no slides. Ooh, wrong one. Okay. Let me do this. All right. Share screen. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me let me get this together. Okay. We're gonna go. All right, guys. This clip is so okay. We gonna go into it. We gonna get into it. Okay. Just a little humor for us as we get here. Okay. All right.
Oh my God. Girl, guess what this guy just said replying to my Instagram story?
What, girl? What'd he say?
He talking about, dang, that thing moving with hard eyes. Because I posted myself twerking. Like, ew, like, no, I'm blocking you.
Right.
I'm sick of these horny niggas.
For real.
You really about to block him for saying that? Like, you wasn't the one twerking on your story? Okay.
What?
Okay, just because I post myself dancing,
right,
don't mean I want a guy sexualizing me.
Exactly.
I mean, you literally had your cheeks and the camera. Whoa, calm down.
Right.
Calm down.
Right.
Like you heard him get loud?
Yes.
He got loud real quick. Like, calm down.
Like, calm down. You're screaming.
Okay. Calm down.
You're literally screaming right now.
I am calm. Ooh. Ooh. Girl, you heard how he said that? I am calm. Like, whoa.
Right.
Like, that's a little sassy.
Yes.
Little sassy, right?
Yes.
Like okay.
You're giving sass
you
right
now. You was twerking for him, huh?
Right. He must be.
No, because that's
he really must be.
Real hard right now. You yelling. Like, you getting sassy. You wish that was you, huh?
Right.
You want to marry him, huh? And start a little gay family,
Right.
Because you gay, because you defending him.
Must be gay.
You must be gay because you defending him, right? Like, calm down, sis.
Right, period.
Right?
Period.
Calm down.
What, boo? What?
He's about to cry.
Y'all, what y'all? Oh no. We not done yet, y'all. Hold on.
He about to cry?
Oh, how you about to cry?
He about to cry? He about to cry?
I'm not about to cry.
No.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Look, a tear about to drop.
I see the tear. I see the
See
tear.
the tear? Ah, he's crying.
Wow.
You really feeling emotional. You really feel. I'm sorry.
Oh, you so emotional.
He want to defend his man, huh?
He's so hurt.
Wow, I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Y'all, so okay, again, that was just hilarious to me. But it was again, this is a situation where you have a guy who's pretending, he's pretending to be a woman. But anyway, he's having a conversation. And in that conversation, he's saying, okay, what is he saying? He was saying that basically, okay, that's why they got upset. The guy or the female was twerking and she got mad because a guy sexualized her, but she was twerking on camera. And so she's like, I'm going to block him. Guy has something to say. He's like, wait, why are you doing this? Why are you blocking this guy because you started twerking at the camera? And she's like, wait, why are you coming at me? Why are you doing this? Why are you getting loud? So started becoming defensive and then made it about him being, questioning his sexuality, and then made it about him being too emotional, and then made it about him crying. So he was giving examples, and I know it was like a funny, like little way of doing it. But again, it brings about what we've talked about in this conversation. It's like, hey, listen. Joseph said, what? Where in the galaxy? Brandon said, where in the galaxy did I get that? Hey, did y'all get the whole point, though? Did y'all get the whole point? I mean, it's more than just that, but it's just saying that women do a lot of different things at times to get their point across. Okay? So Miss Joan Pickney, okay. Happy birthday, Miss Joan. Is she on here? I sense that you're a little Twitter-pated. What does Twitter-pated mean? Can y'all tell me what Twitter-pated means? I don't know what Twitter-pated means. All right, Isaiah. The whole point is this. It was just breaking down how sometimes women will shame you, gaslight you. Yeah, shame you, gaslight you. Those are the two things that were used in order to take the heat off of them. She was upset because of whatever happened, because she was twerking and she was being sexualized, and she was mad that she was being sexualized, although she posted herself twerking, which is very female-like as well, because y'all seen these gym pics, these gym videos where women are wearing like little to nothing in the gym and then getting mad at a man for looking or making up that men are looking and being rude about it and putting it on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, thinking that it's cute to be defensive and rude for no reason. It's just a lot. But again, it comes back to the same point that I want this whole situation to be productive. So my whole point to women is that at the end of the day, we want women to do what when we are trying to communicate our emotions. I know that before, Rudy said self-awareness. What are some other things that, if there's women in this conversation or women that watch it on the replay, because this is not about like downing women. We do have things that we all need to work on. My whole goal in this is to bridge the gap. So what do we tell women What conversations do we need to have with women about making that space? Okay? Making that space for you guys to feel comfortable and confident to share your emotions. Thank you, Claymore. Appreciate it. Y'all be, every time I go live with any guy, everybody want to link me with that guy. No, Trip is cool. Trip is dope. I have a lot of respect for him, but that's not that. Can I be respectful and nice and it not be more to that? Can I just be respectful and nice and it not be more than that? It was a good conversation. Okay. All right. I didn't understand that. Does this apply to Christian women? If so, how much of it? I think all of this applies to all different kinds of women, Danny. I don't think this is just about Christian women. I don't think this is just about any kind. I think women creating a space for men is for all women. Because it's not just Christian women that are asking men to be emotional or have emotional intelligence. And as we discussed before, what is emotional intelligence? The ability and the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. Again, there's 5 core components of that. That's empathy, effective communication or social skills, self-awareness, self-regulation, and motivation. These are 5 components to emotional intelligence. And I would argue that some women aren't emotionally intelligent. We just know how to say how we feel. We don't really know how to interpret it. We don't know how to evaluate or express it or control it. We just perceive an emotion and express it, but we don't express it well. And those are things that we all do need to do, work, and learn how to do. And we're going to get that later. A lot of these situations I've had with were Christian women. That's what Rudy said. Create space for his vulnerability. When you with the right person, they're not going to judge you, but learn you. It's for everyone. Exactly. The more you show, the more a lazy appears to manipulate the emotion to their advantage. Nah, I don't trust. Okay. All right, you guys, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. I don't know who is on, but hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. But yes, so when Rod said, when you with the right person, they are not going to judge you, but learn you. So I've gotten some understanding. Y'all use that as a weapon. Isaiah, I really don't think that it's wise to just say, I'm not going to share my emotions with anyone. I think it's about discerning what woman you are going to give that to. Not everybody, y'all, I'm learning that. Not everybody deserves all of your emotions. You have to discern who is going to be the person that you decide to be with. And if that person is worthy over time, based upon what you see and what you share, if that person is if that's a safe space for you to communicate. Humans are dangerous. Isaiah, we are not, listen, I definitely agree with that. Humans can be very dangerous. Discernment over generalization. You have to give a little and see what they do with it. I agree with that, Rudy. I agree with that. Okay, and Anisha, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anisha asked a question. Let's answer it. Do you think about how you are and what you do got this feeling that you're saying stuff to us, but how do you feel? Well, Anisha, I don't know if you've been listening, but I've been sharing how I've felt. I don't think I've had a moment where I haven't shared how I felt. But I do feel what I feel in this world, and what's going on in our world is that we are learning and we are reinforcing the message, a destructive message about being selfish. About being selfish. And so, in my opinion, I think that there's women that can do that can be better with emotional intelligence. I think there's men that can be better with emotional intelligence. I think that that is for everyone. I just think that I hear more women saying that they need more of that from men. But I don't think that women have a good understanding of what that means. And until I went to therapy for many years, I couldn't be that for nobody. That's me being real. I couldn't take accountability. Like I said earlier, I was insecure. So the fact that I was insecure and I had a fragile sense of self and ego, everything felt like an attack. Until I was able to develop the security enough to say, okay, that's not an attack. That's an area that I can work on. It's an area of weakness that I need to be able to work through, to be able to be a good partner, a good mother, a good friend, a good sister, a good daughter. Those are areas that I can work through. But until I was able to hold the space of, okay, there's like, I could be a good person and there's still areas of weakness. I can be a good partner, but I still need to work on some things. It's not an attack when someone feels some type of way about me. You know what I'm saying? Poll Lock 35 says, women who discipline other men, good or bad. I don't think you should be disciplining your man. I don't think you should be disciplining your man. I don't think you should be disciplined. That's just me. I don't think that you should be disciplining your man. That's just my perspective. Thank you, Pollock, for the thing. StreamYard, and I hope you have a chance to see you guys and see if there's anything. I think he's talking about BDSM. Y'all, okay, listen, that is so far out the realm. That is so far out the realm. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. But men, from what I'm getting right here, let's get back on here. We talked about the actual definition of emotional intelligence. We talked about how women receive men, and you're saying to have self-awareness. You're saying certain things. So I want to get back to the point, y'all. Is there a man that wants to come on here now to tell me what he thinks women should do to be able to receive certain things? I'm not 40, Poll. Good luck with that. I'm not 40. I've actually never been asked if I was 40 before, actually. I've never been asked that. That's interesting. But anyway, how should women receive men in order for them to be able to share their emotions? You're saying, so Sam, are you saying you've been healed from selfishness? No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that I'm at a space where I can recognize when I'm being selfish and I can be like, oh, that's selfish. No, let me stop that. So I'm not saying I've been healed from it. I've been aware. I'm more self-aware when I am being selfish, and therefore, or when I am wrong, or when I am being emotional, or when I am being defensive, or when I am doing things that get in the way of relationships with people, I'm able to say, you know what, I'm wrong, my bad, I need to do something different. But it wasn't until I did some work with a therapist for me to be able to do those things. That's also what I'm saying. That's also what I'm saying, y'all. Well, Shane, you know what, Shane? I think Poe wants attention and he wanted to offend me. And so that's what he did. He tried to offend me, but I definitely don't look 40, so you can kick rocks. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Ooh, let me stop. Poe wants to know how's my relationship with my dad since you paying this money. Okay. How's your relationship with your dad? It's great. I have a great relationship with my father and my stepdad. All right, James. I see you on here, sir. Let me go ahead and add you to the situation.
Good evening.
Hey, James.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Is my hair is my hair straight?
Yeah, it looks great. All right. Where you at? You at the gym?
I'm at work. I'm in the
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can you see me better?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. I love the topic that you're on. And I listened to Rudy earlier and a couple of other gentlemen like myself. We've all gone through things in relationships. Biggest thing I find 62 years old, I don't look for happy. With that being said, communication to me is key. I have no problem opening up to someone, a young lady, how I feel, because I feel communication is what keeps the relationship healthy. You know what's going on. I don't want you to think there's any outside interest. Been there, done it. I've gotten older. I've gotten wiser. Like you, I've gone through therapy and realized where my faults were. What I'm bringing to the table, before that, I realized my work. And in realizing my work, you come across someone that you really feel for. I just recently met a young lady. We're not together, but I thought she was worth. This was one that I was ready to lay down. Facebook, you name it, the whole 9 yards. And I found when I came here and I spoke on my emotions with the topic.
James, your audio's a little low. Just a little low.
Yes, it is. Hold on. I'm going to fix that for you.
Okay, there we go.
I had my music. I was working. Can you hear me better now?
Oh, yeah, that's great. Okay.
Okay, I apologize about that.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. So you were talking to a young lady. Y'all weren't together. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I can't hear you now. Okay. Yeah, we're not together. Should have brought my headset. We're not together. But with that, let me explain the experience I went through.
Sure.
Close in age. She's 10 years younger than me. I like younger women. With that being said, the biggest thing I found, we had both been emotionally hurt in the past. And even though we found a common interest in each other, we found that those walls were, I think more on her side, those walls were hard to get past. And in the communication part, when I would open up and say, hey, this is how I feel, this is what I think, this is what I want to do, was always met with resistance. And at first, I felt like, okay, is it not enough that I'm doing? Until I realized it wasn't just me. Today's women have so much baggage of their own, things that they're dealing with, but the ability to seek attention from others that aren't going to, I don't want to say judge, that's a bad word. They're not going to look at their mistakes and walk away from it. They'll look at them and accept them. Oh, you know, that's just her way. Oh, that's just this. Whereas you're really not letting your values, you're letting your values subside because you're trying to be with somebody. Did that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does make sense. Yes.
For me, that was too much of a price. And trust me, I miss her every day. But on that same token, I'm chasing purpose. And with that of chasing purpose, I realize it's not so much what I'm bringing to the table. I have to be able to sit down from somebody across the table that's a total different person from me, that's going through other experience, and be able to relate to that person, understand that person, still and yet love and care for that person, and let them know I'm your rock. I'm there. I got your back. Whatever you're going through, if you come to me and you tell me we're going to deal with together, I will, how's it said? I will fight with you. I will fight for you, but I won't fight over you.
Okay.
You got my point?
Yep. Period.
Okay. And with that being said, if I feel that I've got to compete for your attention as a man to get an emotional response from you that should be something that's given. I'm seeing you giving it to other people, your girlfriends, the monkey, the cat, the dog. But when I sit and I say, hey, this is how I feel, and it's like, well, you know. Yeah, I know. I seen that head go back like, what? Anywho.
Yeah.
I can't speak for other people. Again, when it comes to emotions, and a lot of women don't realize this. If you talk to your man, if your man is really into you and you open up to him, I can't say we. Right. I'm not going to hold that against you. It gives me a better understanding of the situation, the relationship, maybe what we're going through right now. Maybe this is something from your past that you haven't worked on. And I'm not going to say just because I've had help and I've gotten to a place where I can understand, I can relate to what you're going through and be your support, be your rock. Right. I may have to be the one that says, okay, listen, that's a little bit too big for me, but look, we can go through it together. Yeah. That's just my viewpoint.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. The thing is, was she willing to do the work? So you said, listen, I'm here for,
no,
she was not.
No. Okay. The answer to the question is no, because we're not together. But see, you were quick to judge me. Well, we're 3 hours apart. That could play a part. I have no problem. My car is a brand new car. Get in and I'll drive to you. I have weekends off. I work for myself. But anytime I'm willing to make time for you and you didn't have that time to reciprocate back, that was first a red flag for me. When I'm always calling you, that's my second red flag.
Okay.
And when it comes down to a point where, listen, you talk about you want to be loved, but then you don't want to invest. You don't want to invest in love. You don't want to invest in one person to love you because you have other options. And when a man feels that you've got other options, I'm not going to fight with that in order to make you feel emotionally secure. Let them, I almost said a word. Let them other people do that.
I got you though.
Okay. Whereas this brother ain't.
Right. No, I got you. And you shouldn't.
And see, a lot of women look at, well, what you won't do, the next man will. What they fail to realize, that playing field ain't as easy, even as it used to be.
You're right.
You've got more good men out here that are comfortable being good men by themselves with no drama, as well as you've got good women out here that are looking for a good man, but they have their own baggage that they're not willing to either work on, cooperate with the man that shows interest in them. You know, not my daddy and my mama taught me one thing. Everybody may want you, but not everybody deserves you.
That's right.
So with that being said, you have to pick and choose who you emotionally open up to, because some people aren't worth that. Because when you do, it's like there's that noose around your neck. Oh, I can hold this against you. Oh, well, you know, when you said, or they look at you're reflecting your experience at them. Well, I went through ABC. Then all of a sudden, here comes the DEF. Well, that sounds like me. Instead of meeting you at GHI and saying, I understand what you mean. Let's work on this together.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, thank you for letting me come on your show.
No,
I so appreciate everything that you do. I mean, there's times that you are that rock in dark places, and there's times you make me laugh with some of them. But I share them on all my pages, and I try and make everybody else that I feel has gone through, may go through the same thing. Male, female, monkey, cat, dog. Look, you're not alone. There's people out there that feel the same way that you do. And the only way we're going to ever get past that, instead of criticizing each other, is communication.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there.
No, thank you, James. That means so much to me. You don't even realize how much that means to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm going to act like I got a job to do. It's a pleasure. I'll see you again.
All right. Yes, I hope so.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. We're going to take one more. One more is our boy Rudy. Okay? There's our boy Rudy from the BK. And so we're going to go ahead and add him to the live real quick. And then we're going to close out the show. So look, y'all stay on, okay? Because Rudy got something to say. And I'm ready for him. All right. What's up, Rudy? What's going on, sir?
What up, what up?
How you doing, sir?
Ladies, don't come for my head.
Oh, gosh. Jesus.
It's all love.
Okay.
So your question was, what can women do?
Yes.
All right. First, right? Again, I think it's self-awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
but I also believe that women need to practice, right? For one, you need to be aware of your life. You need to be aware of your life, your background, like, father, mother. You need to understand that, right? And of course, therapy, right? And you need to read books as well, right? One book I reference is The 5 Love Languages.
Mhm.
If you haven't read
Yes.
that. But I
Yes.
think when I go back to self-awareness, I'm going back to self-awareness because I think a lot of women aren't told that they did something wrong. Example, right? Every time I get out of a relationship, every woman is like, "Yo, Rudy, what did you do?" I'm like, "What? I'm the one who broke up with her. Like, what are you talking about? I broke up with her. Like, what do you mean? What did I do wrong?" And then they'll tell the women, like, "What did he do? What you talking about? It was her." You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously it's both of us, right? But why is it always the blame on him, right? So what I see is society consistently says it's his fault, it's his fault, it's his fault. When I look inside of people's families, right? Just being around people, they never hold the woman accountable, right? Example, don't get mad at me, Samantha. But example, right? Women are always told you deserve a man like this, right? Or
Yeah.
he isn't deserving of you. And coming from God, you don't deserve nothing, right? You don't deserve a thing,
That's facts.
right?
Facts.
But
Facts.
you're
Facts.
consistently being told you deserve, this man should do, this man should
Yes.
do, how
Yes.
this man is, how this man is. No one is ever telling you how you should be for
Yeah.
him. They're always saying how he should be for you. This is why this mentality of I'm the prize, right? That nonsense. I'm gonna speak of nonsense because with God, both of you are the prize, not just the woman, right? So because
Okay.
it's pushed into the woman's mind, you know what I mean? That it's always him, it's always him, it's always him, it's never you.
Right.
Once you look at yourself and think, what could I have done something wrong? Or once someone can tell you that you did something and you take the time to listen, right? You take the time to listen rather than thinking about how you feel. Because I think Shane said it in there where she was saying, what did she say? Well, when I was saying about how a woman pays more attention towards the words that you say rather, or towards the feeling behind what you said rather than what you actually said, right? But if you had the awareness to just look at yourself or to just honestly think about what is this person trying to say, or let's go back to self-awareness again.
Right.
If you could think about how someone spoke to you, because I think a lot of it is words, right? And I think a lot of women have words of affirmation as their love language as well. So
Yeah.
words may be a trigger for a lot of people. Maybe your dad or your mom spoke to you a certain way. Maybe your dad or your mom spoke to your mom or dad a certain way. So now when people say certain things to you, it's like a trigger. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom,
I can see that.
boom,
I can
boom.
see it.
So when your man speaks to you, he reminds you of your dad. When your man speaks to you, he reminds you of your mom, right? So you're defensive because the world said it's not your fault. It's his fault. And all you can think about is how you feel. But how can we love? Again, like Trip was saying,
Yeah.
how can I serve this
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
Like, what is the betterment of this? How can we come together rather than how can I defend myself, right?
Yeah. 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 I agree.
And I think you were speaking on it earlier about what was it? Intention.
Yes.
A lot of times, I'm gonna just say in general, a lot of times people are speaking about, I didn't mean to do this, or how can I do this? I always tell people this little metaphor or analogy is, if a car hit you, right? Of course it wasn't on purpose, but you still hit the car. So I don't care about if you did it on purpose or not, you still hit my car. So what are we gonna do about this issue, right? So we could come together and fix this thing rather than if you meant to hit it or not. And I think that's where men are coming from.
Right.
A
Yep.
lot of
I get
times
that.
women are like, well, I didn't mean to, so why are you speaking to me like this? Or
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can we fix it though, shorty?
Yeah. Can we
You know what I'm
just, can
saying?
we stop with the arguing? Let's get on the same page. Because I think that that's what we have to understand. It's not about, I think we get lost in right or wrong. Like, oh, well, I didn't mean it that way. Or what do you mean by, like, I didn't, that wasn't my intention, da, 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 but you still hurt my feelings. Like, regardless of your intention behind it, this is where we are right now. So how do we get to a solution? A good solution for the both of us. That's what I think you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. 100% agree with that. Another thing that you said that I thought was really good from the very beginning was how women aren't socialized or have not been brought up to think about serving a man or what a man needs. It's like, oh, what is this guy going to do? How is he's going to audition and do all these things to make me want to be with him over other people. And it's never really, the conversation has never really been about what does this woman do for me? What about her stands out among the rest that'll make me want to be with her and her alone?
Exactly.
I think that that's true. I think that's a big issue. That's a big issue.
Women need to have the mindset of what can I do for him? Instead, we come up, you know how they say like men ask women, what do you bring to the table? I don't agree actually of asking that question, but I understand, right? But women are like, I'm the table. What you mean you the table? What do you mean you're the table? What can you do? Are you kind? Are you understanding? Can you communicate? If I was to get upset and express that, can you try to listen to what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
Or are you going to fight me? What I've noticed is women can say, yeah, I do it. And you do it and see what happens. So I think, like I was saying earlier, like you got to give a little bit to women. And I'm not trying to generalize because there are some women that I've come across that are self-aware. But I still believe you should give a little bit because you got to test it. Like test to see what she's going to do with it.
I agree with that.
Right?
I totally, when you wrote that, I agree with that. Like, don't give the whole enchilada. Don't give your whole life story, what happened in your childhood, what happened here and there and everywhere. But at least give a little bit to see if this is somebody that you can actually invest in on that level. I agree with that 100%. Demeanor says here, few people really want to do the work to find someone you can control. That's all humans want anyway. Control. Help them become emotionally intelligent, get tested before sex, and enjoy the experience. Okay. Demeanor, you bring up a good point that we all do want some form of control. And that is a true thing. I think we find some peace when we realize we don't have control. God has control. But again, Rudy, I thank you for your were you gonna say something else? Go ahead.
Oh, again, I was gonna say, like, I think we should read the 5 love languages and we need to learn about our attachments.
I agree with that. Our attachment, that's good.
Okay. That's a fact. Our attachments
tell a lot. Put that in the chat. Attached. Yep. It looks like by Amir Levine and Rachel Heller. Attached. Learn about your attachments. Go ahead, Rudy. I love this.
Learn about those attachments.
For real.
Oh yeah, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, you ain't playing with nobody.
Oh, I got way more books, but yeah, attached. Read some TD Jakes books. Read that 5 love languages. Learn yourself. Learn your love language because that'll tell you a lot about how you communicate, Samantha.
That's good. I love that. And I had to actually, man, okay, let me jump off because we going to be on here for another 30 minutes talking. But Rudy, thank you for coming on. You have been, first off, you are emotionally intelligent. So thank you for doing the work because I can tell you're doing the work. You said you didn't have a father like that growing up, but you have done the work. You can't help what's happened to you. You can't help your experiences, but you do control your healing process and you're taking control of that by doing the work. So I commend you for that. I really do.
You too.
I respect that. Thank you, sir.
We love everything you do. We know you self-aware, Samantha.
Listen, look, I done been through 8 years of therapy. There's nothing you can tell me that I don't know about me. I'll tell you that now. And I'm a therapist, so that's that. But no, I appreciate it. And I'm learning things every day. And that's the one thing that I will say is that once you like realize that you're messed up, like I realize I'm an imperfect person and I hurt people and I make mistakes and I wish I could have done things differently. But once you can kind of like own that you're imperfect and not feel like it doesn't hurt as much when people have to say like, oh, you hurt me here. Because you know you're imperfect. And I think people want to act like they perfect and that everything that happens to them is everybody else's fault. And it's not. It's a part of life. It's part of growing up. So
Yeah.
you're a student of life. Exactly.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right.
Rudy, do you have a channel or something?
Yeah, I do. Why you say that?
I want you to shout it out.
My YouTube channel, Rudy Anthony. And
Rudy Anthony.
Rudy Anthony on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
It's Rudy Anthony, RUDYANTHONY at Rudy Anthony. That's the name of it on each one.
On YouTube and TikTok, but on Instagram it's _ Rudy Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Deb, can you put that in the chat? Because I wanna shout him out.
Keep making these videos because I'll be on your joints every day.
Listen, I be trying, man. YouTube be playing me these last 2 days. I love you, YouTube, for the YouTube algorithm. But no, I love it. I love it. And I thank you for saying that because it can be a lot sometimes, but I enjoy it.
Well, keep it up, man. I know you're blessing a lot of people, man. We love it.
Oh, thank you, Rudy. Well, Rudy, I know I'm going to see you soon. So I'm going to let you go and then I'm going to let everybody else go. But I thank you. Thank you for your contributions to this conversation because you came on here when no one wanted to come on here. Okay. No one wanted to come on here, but you were willing to do so. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Rudy.
Later.
All right, Vinard. Everybody is emotionally unavailable until 30. Not enough relationships. Okay, y'all, this is the last one I'm going to read. Not enough. Okay, everybody's emotionally unavailable until 30. Not enough relationship experience. They have not learned to love themselves well enough to love someone else. Changed my mind. Good live, though. You know, Vinard, I actually don't feel too different. I do think you have to be a little bit older to be fully, I think, over the age of 25, in my opinion, because for people that don't know, your prefrontal cortex, your decision-making part of your brain is not fully formed until you're 25. So I do not think that you can be 100% at that level until after 25. And so I agree with that. I do agree with not emotionally available or fully reaching a certain level of capacity of that until you reach a certain age. I do agree with that. But I don't think that means that you can't be in a relationship and love somebody. I think you can grow in a relationship. But that's what I think. So thank you, Vinard, for your contributions tonight. And y'all, this is the live. Thank you guys for coming on. I've had so much fun. Okay, we talked about a lot of different things. This is something that y'all need to be adding people because we done had some really good stuff. Thank you for Trip. Thank you to Rudy. Thank you to James. Everybody that came on tonight. Thank you for everybody that bought super chats. I got from Philip. I want to reach out and say, Philip Thompson, thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate you, sir. And yes, I love you guys. I will see you guys next week, Wednesday. Be sure to comment, like, share. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you want me to talk about. Please, I am asking you, okay? Because I come up with topics, but I want to be the most helpful, and I have to get your input to do so. All right, game changers. We going to go ahead and peace out. Love y'all. I'll see you guys soon.